Hey, my name's Matilda. I'm a fourth year Ph.D. student at the EY, and yes, I am recording this on a selfie stick. This is my attempt to explain my Ph.D. to you in exactly 3 minutes. That's less than a minute per year, so let's get started. They say sex sells, but actually, so does war.
Wait, what? War sells? Yeah, of course. In particular, stories of war sell well. War can be glamorous, exciting, heroic, harrowing, scarring, and bleak.
And you want to read about it. Or watch it. And you especially want to read about soldiers.
From fiction to film, war stories have captivated readers and audiences throughout the 20th century and up to the present day. There is a constant interest in how soldiers experience war and how they describe it.
But where does the powerful idea of the soldier's tale come from? What are its beginnings as a globally mass-marketable product? This is what my PhD seeks to answer. And to do it, we're going to have to jump back a whole 210 years. So come with me.
Let's go back through the mists of time. Back, in fact, to 1808. Our story starts with this guy, Napoleon. You know him, short, Corsican, great taste in hats. As Emperor of France, he waged a series of wars to expand his empire, changing the face of Europe. He did pretty well too, until about 1808, when he decided to replace the King of Spain with his own brother Joseph, and a popular uprising exploded in protest in Madrid. Rebellion spread through the Spanish countryside, with bands of ordinary people forming to fight the French invaders. With their help, the Spanish armies, supported by British troops, managed to defeat the French and drive them out of Spain, but it took them nearly 6 years.
But this war was especially tough for the soldiers.
They marched enormous distances and endured great hardships, travelling through the cold, sweltering through the heat, uphill and down dale, witnessing horrific sights and wild romantic landscapes in equal measure.
It inspired many of them to sit down and write out their experiences when they got home.
In fact, in far greater numbers than ever before, soldiers were writing and publishing their tales. Over the course of 100 years, over 300 books were published in Spanish, French, and English alone, some by soldiers and some by their descendants, to the extent that they became the kind of thing many people recognized and probably owned a copy of. Arthur Conan Doyle even took a break from Sherlock to satirize them. Some told dry tales of strategy and command, others gripping tales of action and adventure, and others simply moaned and groaned about all the mud they'd had to wade through.
They are an incredibly varied load of books. This isn't them, by the way. This is just for historian vibes.
Through comparing these books and exploring the secret industry behind them,
I hope to be able to tell a colourful story of my own. A story of how war was sold to the general public, from the end of Napoleon to the eve of the First World War.